Happy Thursday, my friends. Hope you are all doing well. I'm just going to pull up my live on the other side of the screen and make sure I can see the frame and see the comments on the other side. But as you come in, say hello. And that way we can check to make sure that the sound is okay. And I know we had some sound issues over the past couple of lives, so hopefully, fingers crossed, that we can see and you can hear my live. Yep, you hear me. Perfect, Patty. Thank you so much. Welcome to episode 21 of Template Thursday with Tammy. Today is Thursday, December 4th at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're watching me live during that time frame, you are watching me live right here on YouTube. Come on in, say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And even if you are a first-time viewer, especially if you're a first-time viewer, I would love to know that as well as the replay. So for those of you that don't know me, hello, welcome. My name is Tammy Civello, and welcome to Cards by TLC. And we are back to our Thursday schedule. And I hope that you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. Good morning, Patty. Welcome in, my friends. Today's template is a fun one. It's one template, two ways. As always, we're using Mojo sketch number 539, and we are actually featuring the November online exclusive Creative Haven bundle, which is part of the Hobby Haven suite collection. I love this whole suite. I can't seem to find my earth tone dots, so I have to go on the hunt for those because I really wanted to add them to today's project, but it might have to be an afterthought. And then it comes with this cute little garden green chevron ribbon, really thin ribbon. Love it. We are not using that today, but let me just quickly go over the new packaging. Stampin' Up has changed their packaging officially now, and I actually really like it. I like how thin it is, and I know it's going to take some time adjusting from our stamp cases, but let me just show you a few tips that I have learned from either fellow demonstrators or kind of came up with an idea for my brain and how my brain works. First and foremost, I have to give a shout out to Patty Bennett here in the chat for showing us, and many of us are doing this now, tucking in the flap. So typically it comes in like so. It comes tucked in like that, and instead of fighting the flap, a lot of us are tucking in the flaps, and I thought that was the most genius idea. And then another thing I'm doing, just for my brain and how my brain, it'll be easy to keep track of everything, I'm actually gonna be adding labels to this to let us know where the bundle or stamp set comes from, whether it's online exclusive, whether it's the annual catalog or a mini catalog. I am putting a sticker on there to let us know exactly how where it comes from, because it just, like when I am doing lives, it's just going to be a lot easier for me to say, oh, this is from the annual catalog, this is from the January to April mini, this is from the online exclusive. So I'm doing that. And also, because my eyes are not the best, typically, like in the stamp set itself, it actually has the name of the stamp set, which is Creative Haven, but they don't do it on the dies, and I kind of wish that they would change that and bring the stamp and cut and emboss down below. And this says dies, so I mean, it typically tells us what it is. So I kind of wish that they would kept this the same, but that's okay. I still went ahead and typed up the label with the bundle name itself. So that way I can keep it together, and if it ever gets apart, it is easy to keep together. So another tip that I learned, typically, so let me just show you really quick. Had to learn this by mistake and error on my half. So the stamp set comes with the backing on this, If you don't want to keep opening and closing, what I actually did, and I had to do this with our window sheet because I had taken the backing off, and you don't want to attach it to this paper because it will rip and it will attach itself to the stamps. So if you have already pulled the flimsier piece of plastic off of your photopolymer set, put a window sheet down, tape it down, tape even the flimsy part if you'd like. That's just what I did. And then that way it's just easier. And you can even stamp, add ink to this, stamp it on to the backing so it kind of has the printed out version. I have seen other demonstrators do that, and I thought that that was genius. So I'm just going to keep the window sheet in there for right now because I accidentally threw away the flimsier portion. Or you can keep it together like that if you still want to keep it on there. Just some little trial and error things because I ripped mine. Okay, let's go ahead and get back. I just kind of wanted to show you really a couple of tips on the new packaging and what I'm doing to keep track of that. And then I'm just going to keep it in a bin for right now. And then I might just keep it in alphabetical order until I get more stamp sets. And then I might just break up the bins to seasons, whether it's sentiments, flowers, Christmas, what have you. But let's go ahead and get back to the template. Here's the template. And again, it's featuring the Hobby Haven designer paper. It's going to be designer paper heavy. So I love this designer paper. It's super duper cute with different hobbies. You have your avid reader, you have your plant lover, you have your baker or chef. And then you have kind of like a skincare thing and or a spa. And I think this would be super cute to do a gift card for like a spa. And then you have your crafting and quilters. My mom would have loved this paper. And then I love the B-sides of this. And we're going to be focusing on, like I said, the little reader designer paper on today's template. And then we'll feature some of the other B-sides of the coordinating designer paper. So let's go ahead and get started officially. Let me put this over here really quick so it's out of the way. And here is our template today. Again, we're going to do both the vertical and horizontal, and we'll be just kind of rotating that and doing the same way. Like I said, just doing one template and changing the orientation completely changes the look of the card, in my opinion. So we're going to go ahead and start off with our vertical orientation, and we are using for our base card base today, we are using the thick basic white. Unfortunately, this is not available at the moment, but we will be getting this back in stock shortly. But I thought it would be fun, just since we're going to keep it with the book pattern, just to keep it in kind of like you're opening a book and reading a book orientation. So there is our card base. It is a standard card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I thought it would be fun. You guys can choose. So for our 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of designer paper or cardstock, I brought in both the pecan pie cardstock, but I also did the 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of designer paper. I'm definitely doing this paper on the second card, just based on the books and the orientation, just to kind of change things up. But we can keep things, I'll let you guys decide whether you want to do the DSP or the cardstock. So let me go ahead and bring in the pattern paper that we're going to choose. So this is the pattern we're going to choose. I'm kind of digging, I was letting you guys decide which pattern, but I'm kind of digging this one, and either it would look good on either one. So I'm going to let you guys decide what you would like to do. But this is our strip of designer paper that's going down. And then our coordinating paper that's going to go over the top here or here is going to be our banner piece. And then we have our little strip that's going to go across. So I'm going to let you guys decide first. That's the way we're doing Template Thursday, is we're going to create our creations together. So you guys can choose whether you want the designer paper or the cardstock first and foremost. And let's bring in the pattern that we're using so you guys can decide what you would like to do. And I know that there's a little bit of delay, but in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and cut up our banner piece. This piece is our designer piece, the coordinating piece that's cut at 1 by 1.5. And we're just going to cut this into a banner. Yep, I sure can. Let me just do that right now. So here it is with the cardstock. So this is what it would look like with the cardstock. And then this is what it would look like with the designer paper. Kind of leaning towards the designer paper, but I'll let you guys choose. And then the pattern papers, or the banner piece, is going to go like that. I'm going to cut our little banner piece and let you guys decide. Cut up the middle and cut. There we go. There's our banner piece. Love them both, but if you are doing DSP and card 2, do cardstock on this one. Okay, that is what we will do. Okay, here is our cardstock. We will go ahead and put that panel piece down. Again, this panel piece is 4 by 5.25. Okay, the scissors are in my way. Let me get that out of the way. Okay. And then our piece of designer paper is going to go like that. And then our banner piece is going to go over that. But I don't like how it's covering the book. And see this, based on this, because we have fun little books and designs, I don't like that covering it up. So I am actually going to kind of tuck it underneath here and just kind of put it off to the side right here. And then we'll put the designer paper on top of that and do it like that, because I feel like it takes away from the look of the funness of the paper with the books and stuff like that. Now, if it was a pattern paper, like if it was, come on, this side, then I absolutely would do that. And if you are doing something that like has more pattern to where if it covers it up, it doesn't matter, then you can focus on the banner going over the strip. But since this has the cute books and the cup of coffee, I don't want to take away the fun designer paper. So we are going to tuck it behind. I'm just going to do the banner behind there. And then we'll put that over that, or we could put it next to that. I'll just put it over it. Do you guys like it next to it like this? Or do you like it covering the full banner? So next to it or full banner? I'm kind of thinking like this so I can put the sentiment over here on the side. And again, I don't want to cover the book. So before I lay that down, partial overlapping, that's what I was thinking too. Before I lay this down, I'm actually going to take the 1/2 inch by 4-inch piece of designer paper that's going to go across. Again, I don't want to cover that design. So we're tucking behind instead of overlapping. But if you were doing like a fun different pattern, that it's the same pattern all the way down, then you can certainly tuck it over the top. But I kind of don't want to take away from the books. Okay. Now we're going to come in with our sentiment, and we're going to do the friends like you are golden. And then that's going to come over like that. It is going to cover one of the books, but that's okay. Maybe I can come over just a little bit more. Nope, I put that down. Okay, we're just going to go with it. So we have Summer Splash for our ink or Pecan Pie. Let me see what color, what it looks like in both colors. Maybe I'm kind of bringing in, there's a lot of Pecan Pie, so I think I might do the Summer Splash. I have a really juicy ink pad. Yeah, that's smudgy. I noticed it when I was inking it up. See how it's really smudgy like that? Let's see here. Let me just kind of spread some ink off of here. Let's try this one more time. I noticed it the last time when I was doing that, and that, see how juicy that is? That actually comes up behind there. Let's see here. It's really juicy, and I don't know if that's the ink pad or the stamp itself. Might be changing the stamp here. That's a little bit better, not as smudgy. Okay, let's go ahead and get our dies out. So I have already, I'm waiting, my magnets should be here today or tomorrow. So I'm still waiting for my magnets to come in. I got the magnets from Stampin' Storage, and I'm going to put the magnets inside here. But I have already also cut out with the plaid, the green plaid designer paper, the like little leaves that are on there as well. So let me go ahead and get I'm going to go ahead and get this circle out as well. We're going to be doing this shape on the next card, so I'm just going to have that one out. Then I'm going to die cut this really quick, and I'll be right back. I'm right here. I'm just lining this up. Oh, hang on guys. I gotta get a Post-it really quick. I'm right here though. Okay. Okay. And so our shape is not the circle. I'm just using the banner, and I'm going to kind of come in just like that. And that's going to be our look. Didn't want to cover up again by using a circle, covering up the cute books. And I did cover up one of the books, but that's okay. And then, oh shoot, hold please. Hold please. I forgot the little leaves. I wanted to put those behind there. Let me see. Might not need it. Maybe over the top. The one over the top would be cute. Okay, we'll do it at the top of the banner. And I'm actually going to pop this up with a foam adhesive sheet. And then I'm going to hold that down with that. And then, oops, my finger is gunky now. Come in with a couple of pieces of foam adhesive sheets. I think that cleared the banner part. There we go. That's kind of cute. And that kind of fills in that empty spot at the top. So there is our card number 1. So cute. So let's go ahead and change the orientation. We're going to rotate this and see how it just kind of changes things a little bit. So again, standard card base. This time it's going to be opening from the top to the bottom, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. We have our designer piece that is 4 by 5 1/4. So let's go ahead and do that. This is the opposite side of our plant paper. So many fun different hobbies that you can utilize that for. Okay, so here is where we would have our paper going across the top, but not quite a fan of that. I might bring this down just a little bit really quick. I kind of want to see where, oh yeah, I do want to have it go across the top, but we're going to do like we did before and tuck our pieces below so it doesn't get lost with the books, or so the books don't get lost, I should say. So we have our banner piece. Again, it just changes the whole look. Yay, I'm glad you guys love it. I might even, okay, I can actually get away with it on this one. Before I glue things down, we're just going to kind of change things. I'm going to get the sentiment stamped and You're the best. I don't think that that's, I think it's actually the You're the Best is the one that fits this. And not that one. That one does not fit. So it's this one right here. So I think what I'm going to do, You're the Best. Okay. Let's just do that. Okay. I'm going to run this through the die cutting machine really quick. And this is a tag, so you can either cut it off or you can leave it as is, but I'm going to leave it kind of as is. So I'm going to go ahead and start gluing down my pieces. Flip the sketch. Okay, hold on just a second. Before I glue this down, Patty said just to see how it looks, flip your sketch all the way around just to see what the strip would look like at the bottom. This strip right here, where instead of having it on the top, have it on the bottom. Like that. Okay, I don't think, yes. Is this what you're thinking about? Or flip the orient. I'm sorry, Patty, my brain's not quite understanding what you're... So having the strip go on the bottom, yes, flip the sketch. Okay, so flip the orientation like this. Flip the sketch top to bottom. Okay, I know that there is a big lag, so I'm gonna kind of... Are you meaning to do it like this to where it's still the same orientation? Okay. Like this. Like this. Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry. Got it. So the rectangle is at the bottom. Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm not understanding what you're asking. I am so sorry. Okay. The DSP rectangle along the bottom like the sketch. Okay. Thank you. Don't want to cover the books. Don't want to cover the books like that. Like this. I'm so sorry. I hope that is what you're asking. Okay. Perfect. Yay, we finally got it. Thanks for... It does anchor the card. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry that it took me a minute to comprehend things. Okay. And then that's okay. This is what we're here to kind of craft together. Okay. And then this time we can put the banner piece on top. It does anchor it much better though. You are absolutely right. And we're gonna go ahead and pop this up again with a foam adhesive sheet. Just like that. There we go. There we go, friends. I don't know if, let me see what this would look like. Adding, oh, that does cover it up a little bit. What about some of our greenery pieces? Okay, with the greenery. That's with the greenery. Or without the greenery. What do you guys think? With greenery? Or without? Or even one little piece? You love it both ways? With. Martha says with. Patty says with. Okay, we're going with. Let's just go ahead and add a couple little drops of glue. That's we go. There we go, friends. Here's our original card. And then we rotated it like that. I did have the strip going down the wrong side, but I knew it was mostly going to be covered up with the sentiment. But here is today's projects. I hope that you enjoyed today's projects. I want to thank you guys for joining me today. And please, if you like this video, this crazy hectic video of me understanding things, hit that thumbs up and hit that notification bell to all. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to do that. It helps my channel grow. I'm continuing to grow my channel. I'm about 500 away from that 2,000 mark. So I hope that you hit that subscribe button and notification bell to all. And if there's a template that you would like to have me try, please let me know. I would love to try that out. I love doing the one template 2 ways. And I'm also, after the first of the year, I'm going to take, I might take a little idea that I have brewing up where I'm creating my own templates, and we can kind of create our own templates as we go along. But I want to thank you again for joining me, and I hope that you join me Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I saw a really fun pop-up fun fold that I want to play with a little bit later, so we might give that a try. So I hope that you can join me on Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific. Otherwise, I will see you all next time for more creative fun. Bye, everyone.